The PlayStation 5 Pro has been revealed, detailed, and priced, and to say that people are unhappy with Sony's decisions here is an understatement akin to calling Uluru a fairly big pebble. However, as YouTube tech and or gaming content creator tradition dictates, we must now take a swing at using the PS5 Pro's budget to build a gaming PC and see if that's a good idea. Hello again, I am Blunty, and if you missed it, BTW, I've already spent 40 extremely relaxing minutes endlessly scrolling through even Sony's own hardcore fandom's reaction. And we're not even the Sony ponies. One of gaming's, let's face it, most rabbit and mouth-frothy fan bases can crack an angle to defend it. You know Sony done effed up with the PS5 Pro. It's honestly unlike anything I've seen. Kind of weird not seeing the Sony ponies huffing the copium. Freaking me out, man. And there was a lot of comments claiming that they'll be building a gaming PC instead, and other related comments around PC gaming. So, let's begin. Let's dig into that. We're looking at a 1,200 Aussie dollar-y-do budget. That's right. That's what PlayStation Australia are going to be charging Australians for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Good luck with that! But 1,200 Aussie dollar-y-doos to spend on PC parts from one of my own preferred Aussie specialist stores, PC Case Gear. That's right, we're not skipping any corners here. We're not going to dodgy, weirdo Chinese sites for ultra-budget crappy stuff. I'm buying good stuff from a reputable retailer. Just FYI, I'm not sponsored by PC Case Gear or anything. You're free to take a poke around at other retailers and look at their pricing in your own local currencies to see how things stack up for you. But I'm an Aussie, and I have used PC Case Gear personally many times over the years, and they are pretty damn solid. Also, they have pre-built PCs at the same kind of budget we're dealing with here. So if you're about to make the old, oh yeah, but you have to build it yourself and that makes warranties all complicated and stuff, and what if you don't feel confident in building your PC? What if you wreck it? Well, just wait till the end of the video and I'll cover that option too. You might be surprised. DIY first though, because, well, that's what I would personally do. Kicking off, we'll have a basic but nice looking case from Aerocool, the CS190. I've not built in this case before or any of its family members, but I have used Aerocool's other cases in the past. It's decent stuff. And at $49, well, seems like a deal to me now. The vital organs. According to Sony's own blog post, with a PlayStation 5 Pro, we are upgrading to a GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console. So, the current PS5 has 36 RDNA 2 compute units in its GPU, which means the new GPU likely has 60 CUs, which just so happens to be exactly how many a Radeon RX 6800 has. In NVIDIA terms, that's performance somewhere around the RTX 3070. Now, the RX 6800 is not a current model and is thin on the ground as new stock. You're really going to struggle to get one of those. And the RTX 3070 is much the same deal. So instead, we reach for a current model, the RTX 4060, which is actually more performant than the other options we were just talking about. We get more punch, we have current technology, and strong ray tracing performance, alongside all of NVIDIA's latest DLSS 3.0 trickery to squeeze out every last bit of performance in every last frame. So with that in mind, reaching for a GPU with a brand I trust, we can snatch up a Gigabyte GeForce RTX 4060 WindForce OC 8GB card for 449 Aussie bucks. Next, a CPU to pair with it. Once more, the specific architecture in use on the PS5, and more than likely the PS5 Pro, is outdated by PC standards. So to make sure we get new stock and have an easy time finding the right motherboard and memory for it, we'll go with an AMD Ryzen 5 5600, which also comes with AMD's in-house stealth air cooler, which is really very, very nice and, saves us some budget for the cooler. The Ryzen 5 5600 is a 6-core 12-thread CPU, 3.5 GHz base clock, 4.4 GHz boost, and remains a very solid choice for gaming to this day. So, snatching that up for a nice 169 Aussie beer purchasing units. For the RAM, can't go wrong with a 16GB kit of trusty Corsair Vengeance 3200MHz DDR4. I've used the Vengeance branded memory sticks in a bunch of builds over the years. Rock solid choice, never let me down. Also, $69. Nice. For the SSD, Gen 4 NVMe, of course, why would you pick anything less? And I've gone with T-Force's 1TB Jobby. I actually did a sponsored video on this thing a while back, although I think that was for the 2TB one. I used it on my own PS5, as a matter of fact. It's solid stuff. 99 Aussie dinglebops, and off we go. For power, we don't need nothing too fancy, but we do want reliable. So Corsair's CX550 bronze rated at 550 watts will do the trick nicely. This is another component I have personally used. It is quiet and clean, simple, basic, no worries, and oh hey, another 69 bucks. I promise I'm not doing that on purpose, but it's funny though, right? 69, that's just the funny number. Finally, we need the connective tissue for all of this. There is a little wiggle room here, which I'll come to in a minute, but I would go for the Asus Prime B550M-A Wi-Fi 2 motherboard. A very feature-complete MITx motherboard from a brand I trust, everything we need and room to grow, including 2 M.2 slots, Wi-Fi 6, and a bunch of I/O. Final tally, 1,232 Aussie dollars. Very, very slightly over budget, 32 bucks. However, if your PC is set up as it should be with any smart PC gaming rig with Ethernet connectivity, you can pop down to this tidy Gigabyte B550MK motherboard, which lacks Wi-Fi, but will save you enough money to come in well under budget. I included the board with Wi-Fi as my default budget option because, well, the PS5 has Wi-Fi and some people do actually need to use it because not everyone finds it that easy to run Ethernet cable to where their PC is set up, unfortunately. Oh, which reminds me, I didn't actually mention it, but yes, a Windows 11 license is included in my pricing here. But of course, if you like, you can save that money and go for Linux install instead, which is more practical for a gaming rig than it ever has been before, thanks in large part to things like the Steam Deck. But let's be fair about this, like literally 97% of gaming PCs do run Windows, so we have to account for the Windows install, and I have. Gaming at 4K 60 FPS won't be native on this system, the GPU just isn't up for that for most games, but it almost never is on the consoles either. It's never native 4K 60 on the consoles, or hardly ever anyway. But the 4060 teamed with NVIDIA's various DLSS tricks means clean and crisp 4K 60 output is very easy, much like what happens on the consoles. It's all upscaled to 4K. And if you go this slightly more sensible route and run your stuff at 1440p, by far the most common resolution for PC gamers right now, it is a tidy little monster. So I'm pretty happy with how all that shook out, but let's say you're too afraid to play big boy Lego and build your very own PC. Well, PC Case Gear have a very similarly spec'd custom in-house build ready to ship with a full 2-year return-to-base warranty covering parts and labor and shipping both ways. The main difference between what I built to theirs is theirs has a 512GB SSD while I went for a full terabyte. But their system has a GPU with a slightly higher out-of-box overclock on it. Aside from that, very, very similar. And the ready-to-go system is priced at exactly what the PS5 Pro's Aussie pricing is. Although, to be completely fair, that is on sale right now, saving a couple of $100 off its regular price. But that is not uncommon to find either, so I'm not going to ding it for that. So, which would you go for if you had the equivalent of the PS5 Pro's $1,200 asking price in your pocket, burning a hole against your thigh? Would you get the PS5 Pro, or would you just get a full-fat gaming rig? Or another option, I mean, you know, if that money really is burning a hole in your pocket, that seems pretty dangerous. I've got rent to pay. So hey, buddy, mate, pal, cobber, look, we can help each other out. I get to stay warm and dry, and you get to stop your pocket from exploding into a ball of flame. That sounds very unpleasant. I'm doing you a favor, really, if you let me have that $1,200. I mean, when you think about it, right? You know, you're the one coming off safer. You know, fire is bad. Thank you for watching. I'm sure I don't even have to ask for input on this. People are very passionate about this stuff. But I'm interested to hear what you have to say down below. Thank you as always to the patrons scrolling away up above. Who's above and beyond support. I appreciate very, very much. I'll catch you next time.